Welcome back to our series on Bach's Orgelbüchlein. If you ask people to name two or three of the best known preludes from Orgelbüchlein, it's quite likely that one of them that they will mention is Durch Adams Fall, along perhaps with O Mensch bewein and in Durch Adams and maybe Ich rufe dir. So what have all these got in common? Well, they all in some way go beyond the norms. They all have some extraordinary feature. So O Mensch bewein has got those extraordinary harmonies, and in Durch Adams got those extraordinary rhythms, and Durch Adams Fall, well, that's just extraordinary. Who could forget the amazing depiction of the fall of man in that pedal line, this one? Or the writhing chromaticism of those inner parts. You know, I'm always a little bit sceptical when people say that such and such a phrase in Bach represents such and such an emotion. I think that's a little bit too simplistic. But I think that the wriggling chromatic inner parts there represent the snake in the Garden of Eden. They do for me anyway. The hymn itself is about the fall of man in the Garden of Eden, and that this fall made mankind and everything else, the whole earth, corrupt. There's a common generalization that Bach didn't so much invent new things, so much as perfectionize everything that came before him. And in no place, I think, do we find this more clearly than in this particular prelude on Durch Adams Fall. If we look at the prelude on the same hymn tune by Bach's childhood hero, Dietrich Buxtehude, you can see what I mean. Here's the opening of it. All the same elements, the same shape of pedal line, the falling from major to minor triads, the chromaticism, it's all there. But Buxtehude's pedal line, for example, representing the fall of man, which was quite dramatic in its day, this line here, becomes in Bach's version very much the same thing, but piled on higher. And Buxtehude's chromaticism is turned up to full level and beyond. Everything is there, but made bigger and bolder and more so, as well as compacted into Bach's Orgelbüchlein format. But we're supposed to be talking about performance. And really, there are not very many performance issues specifically with this piece. Registration, you want something bold, dramatic, that will bring out some of the fantastic drama in the piece. I'm a little bit uncertain whether to use a 16-foot manual stop or not. The 16-foot adds a little bit of drama, but it also muddies the chromaticism a little bit. And it's up to you which you feel is best. Tempo, again, we want to bring out the drama. And I think the main drama of the thing is in those pedal dum, bum, bum, bum lines. And the tempo will be fairly obvious from those. Again, depending a little bit on the building that we're playing it in. We don't want to be so fast that we lose the effect of the chromaticisms, but we don't want to be so slow that we lose the drama of those pedal lines. Ornamentation, no. And articulation, well, obviously the pedals want to be slightly detached, bum, 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 bum. And the writhing manual parts, legato enough to get the gist of the fact that they are wriggling, but they don't have to be always painfully legato, as we've talked about elsewhere. So, all in all, there's really no great performance issues here, nothing that we haven't covered in other episodes. But it's a piece to really put across in its full drama. And I think that drama is the word here.